Hey guys, just so you know, today's video comes with a disclaimer. If you are averse to peanuts, nuts in general, you can't eat them, can't be around them, you can't even look at them on a video, then you might want to scroll away, because this video contains nuts. So does the stew I'm making. Today we're going to make a West African inspired mafe peanut, spicy peanut, sweet potato stew, which, yes, it's a vegetarian dish, but I can guarantee you, I've made it so many times, it will stick to your ribs and give you the energy your body needs after a long day in the outdoors. All right, let's get cooking. Woohoo! Now, before we get started, pro tip, you're going camping, put everything for each meal in a large ZipLoc, write something on it, and that's your meal kit. There will be no fussing around when you get to camp, looking for that onion, or that serrano pepper, or the garlic that we're using today. All right, let's get organized, and we'll make a stew. Okay, these three are your starters. We're going to saute some onion, toss in some garlic, and then the pepper into a pot. Saute them for about 5 minutes or so until they're aromatic. Then you toss in the tomato, and I'm adding lentil instead of chickpea today. And the star of the show, of course, the yam. And at the end, when it's all cooked and the yam is tender, you tear up some kale, mix that in till it's wilted, and you're done. All right. All right. I'm only going to use a half an onion. Yeah, medium dice. There you go. 1 to 2 cloves of garlic. I'll leave that up to you. Again, anything with seasoning is a personal preference. So yeah, a nice fine mince. It is a good idea, as I'm doing, to put all your bits in a Ziploc bag to take home, even though it's all organic stuff and the birds and such will eat it. You know, come on. Respect for nature. There we go. My trusty mixing bowl. I almost feel like that's not enough garlic for me, but we'll see. See how that goes. All right. Oh, yes. Yes. A serrano pepper. It's a nice mild heat. I like it. It's not as sharp as a jalapeno or other peppers. And because I want a little spice, again, up to you. You can de-seed it, but I'm going to leave the seeds in. All right, that goes in the pot. All right, so that is your, that's it for prep. I've already done the yam. So let's saute this stuff up and get it going. Oh, right, I forgot to mention, there's peanut butter in the peanut butter stew. About a 1/4 cup will do ya. And when you're cooking it, make sure it's blended in well. So yeah, it'll all make sense once it starts steaming. A couple of tablespoons of oil. I use grapeseed oil because it can handle the heat. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Sorry about the swoop there. To take your pot off the stove. If you've got a camp stove like mine, which is pretty violent, you might want to take care. It'll burn quickly. So take it off, give it a stir. You want to get to the point where your onions are translucent. You don't want to burn your garlic. So yeah, take, you know, every now and then, do one of these. My pocket rocket is fancier. It can get down to a simmer. I've never managed it with this. If I have to cook rice, I just boil the living daylights out of it, wrap it in a towel, let it steep on its own. All right, that's cooking. Next up, a mixture of lentils and tomato and the seasoning. I will leave the recipe in the description box. But basically it's just chilies, chili powder, chili flakes, salt and pepper. And you warm that up. And, oh yeah, you're already starting to hear it. You don't want anything to boil over. Just want to warm it through. All right. About a cup of water. Just want to get it to the point where you've got enough in there to essentially just steam your yam chunks. There we go. I'm an idiot. Cooking early in the morning. What is a African peanut stew without peanut? About a 1/4 cup of peanut butter goes in the pot. All right. Just so you know. I'm not afraid of failure. Yeah, my first clue should have been the lack of really thickening and bubbling that you get when the peanut butter goes in. It smells good. Oh no, we are steaming up. Must mean we're almost ready to eat it. All right, now we've got the stew happening. Clang. Yeah, just gonna mix the greens in. And the residual heat of the sauce will wilt it in. Just like spinach, you need 3 times as much to get half as much in your bowl, because it just wilts away and disappears. All right, so we're just going to let that sit and cool off because wow, it's hot. And yeah, maybe I'll cover it with a lid and make a cup of coffee, and we can have a nice brunch of stew and admire the view. Oh yeah. Now if the camera's picking this up, these light patches, that's lichen. It's actually a plant. Probably been growing on these rocks for 1,000 years. I mean, this plant right here is ancient. Camera doesn't really pick it up, but this is not your average hole in the ground. It was most likely, at one point, an abode, a pit house. The indigenous people would dig down and build a shallow roof structure which would protect them from the elements by being essentially underground. We are currently on native land and welcomed to visit with some restrictions. No camping, no fires, no dogs. It's essentially a heritage site of the Coast Salish, who inhabit where I live in the Salish Sea, also known as the Georgia Strait. Again, you can imagine the quiet in the 1800s, where you know, the white European settlers started cramming in here, and the Coast Salish were displaced. And this spot is one of the places they relocated to, in amongst the big red cedars. And we just walked through an oak grove, and between the two and the sea, they could thrive here on this little spot. Well, here's another pit hole. At first sight, you think, oh, maybe a tree was here and it fell. But trees don't live perfect rectangular holes. Also, you'll see, get closer, shells. Piles of them. Mounds and mounds of them. Those are from the butter clams and other shellfish that they thrived upon back in the day. You'll find these shell middens all over the Gulf Islands and the coast. Let's try a little bit of stew. Oh, it's still hot. Oh. Wow. Spicy, but not too spicy. I used fire roasted canned tomatoes, canned lentils, about a cup of each. About a cup of the kale. Super easy. Takes 10 minutes to make. It's almost too much for me. Okay. I can guarantee you won't care that this is vegetarian. When you finish it, your tummy will be warm. You'll get a lot of nutrient. You get some proteins from the lentils. Get in your sleeping bag and sleep like a baby. Oh, yeah, peanut butter. Don't forget your peanut butter. All right. Cheers. Have a good day. Be good to each other. Eat well.